Hey everybody, welcome to my very first educational video. My name is Moses and this is series French Bulldogs. Today we just want to talk about, I really don't have anything to talk about, breeding tips, things that I've learned over the past years with breeding French Bulldogs. I just want to pass out the information that we've learned, hopefully help somebody else. Maybe someone doesn't know what they're doing and this video might help you. I don't know. So let's start with heat cycles, French Bulldog heat cycles. And generally a female will go into heat. I've seen females go into heat as soon as 6.5 months. I've seen other females go into heat as far as a year and 5-6 months. So it really varies on the female. So if your female is 9 months, a year and 2 months, and she hasn't gotten into her first heat, don't worry about it. Just give her some time. Once your female does go into heat, there's different things that you can check out. You can do the cytology and see when she goes into estrus, when she goes from pre-estrus into estrus and then de-estrus. You can kind of see the process. Another thing that you can check out is if you have a male with you. The males don't go crazy once your female goes into heat, but the closer you get to the day of ovulation, the crazier your male is gonna get. So if you've never seen a dog, just dig a hole under your fence, or a dog just go crazy doing the impossible to escape and get to that female, those are signs that your female's getting close to ovulation. And these dogs don't think. They don't think. They're not like, oh, is it day yet? Is it ovulation day yet? They don't really think about any of that stuff. They just go through instincts. Their instinct to reproduce just kicks in, and the male just goes crazy. The female will do the same thing. She'll kind of tend to go through obstacles. She'll do whatever she can to get to that male. That's one thing you can check out. Another thing that I tend to look into is the color of the blood. When you're doing a cytology, what they tell you to look for is the superficial cells. If you just want an easy tip, something I look for is when you look at the microscope, when you look at the cytology, when you grab a Q-tip, and then I normally just moisten it up. It can just be water or saline water. And what I look for is blood cells. So blood cells are just these little round dots. So the darker red when you pull out that Q-tip is, chances are you're gonna see a lot of blood cells. They're just little balls or little circles that you'll see the superficial cells, and then you're gonna see a bunch of little circles all around. And what I generally look for is, I don't look at the superficial cells. What I look for is the actual blood cells. So again, look at the color of the blood. That when you collect, or when you can grab a human towel and clean her up and see what color it comes out. The more pink it comes out, right, the less red, the less intense red you get, chances are the closer she's getting to that LH surge or ovulation date. And again, when you look at it under a microscope, you're gonna see a bunch of superficial cells. You're just gonna see a bunch of little cells. They're gonna look like they're stacked on top of each other. You might even see the whole thing just covered up. You're gonna look at it and it's just gonna see a whole bunch of superficial cells, and you're gonna find maybe 1 out of 1,000 or 10,000 superficial cells. That's how I know that we're getting close to ovulation day. We're getting close to estrus, when she enters estrus. So again, it's the color of the blood. Again, this is just me putting together cytology with nature, I guess. And when you see less blood cells in there, that's how I know. I'll generally do a progesterone test either 24 hours to 48 hours later, and guess what? She's ovulating. She's at a 5. Sometimes I'll even hit a 7 or an 8, and that's what I've done. I've had really good success on this. I haven't failed yet. And again, I had a female that went into heat. 2-3 days later, I see my male going crazy, and then I let my female get to him, and I start noticing that she gets in front of him. She'll go in front of him, kind of stick her butt in his face, and he just won't let go. So if I try and pull her away, he'll go follow her. That caught my attention, and what I ended up doing is I grabbed grabbed the Q-tip, I moistened it up with saline water, stuck it in there, and lo and behold, it was pink. It was almost white, and that really caught my eye. So I ran the cytology. I did this without considering doing a cytology, but when I saw the pinkish, the light red, the really light red, practically white, I did the cytology. I didn't see any blood cells. I ran the progesterone as well, and guess what? She was at a 12, so I caught her right on time. This is a female that I thought she started her cycle 2 or 3 days beforehand. Obviously, I was wrong. Okay, so that's why it's important to know these things. Some things that you can look into, things that will help you not miss ovulation day. Okay, again, look at the behavior of your female. If she's trying to find a male and she puts her butt in front of him, and then the male gets crazy when you try and pull the female away, check out the color of the blood, check out a cytology. Again, if you don't know, your closest vet will definitely be able to help you out. I want to do a video on what I look for. I'll do a separate video so that way you guys can at least have an example and an actual video picture that you can look at as to what I'm looking for. And then from there, I always confirm with the progesterone. They're between a level of 5 and 6. That's what I'll consider ovulation day. And then on day, I tend to inseminate when their progesterone level is like an 8. And then I'll inseminate 2 days later, which generally they'll be between a 16 and an 18. I'll run a cytology, and as soon as I see de-estrus, then I'll stop. I'll just simply stop. And I found out that running a cytology to figure out when her cycle ends is probably the best thing you can do. It's really difficult to know when your female passed her cycle with a progesterone machine because it doesn't really change. It just keeps scaling up. Some people will report that they've inseminated females when their progesterone level is beyond a 25 and they'll still hit, and that's kind of what I mean. So progesterone testing to figure out when her cycle ended is very difficult to determine. So I normally just go through a cytology, and a cytology, you actually see a change. You actually see the cells change. They'll go from round, as again, the superficial cells round with a bunch of red blood cells, and then you'll go to a bunch of superficial cells with almost 0 blood cells, and then you'll jump back to the blood cells. So the female will go from red, bloodshot red, to pink, almost white, and then back to red, super red. And once I see the red blood cells all over again, which you're not going to be guessing, because if you know what the blood cells look like, you're gonna see them, because it's gonna go from 0 to 100 real fast. Done this on my females. I've done it to where I do the night before and they're taking. I'll do it in the morning of, they're still taking, and then 2-3 hours later I'll check it again, and then just bam, just a bunch of red blood cells, and that's when I determine that it's de-estrus, game over. Either she took or she didn't, if you inseminated beforehand. Alright guys, well that's it for breeding. I hope it helped. I hope you learned something from this video. If this is your first time breeding, again, hopefully some of this helps you out, or at least it guided you towards the right direction on what you should look for and what you should study. And again, this is my first educational video. I definitely want to post more and help you guys out more. For all of you French Bulldog breeders that are starting out, or maybe you just want to start doing things your own by yourself. We'll post videos on how we do cytologies. We'll post videos on how we do progesterones, what we look for. I mean, all kinds of videos, whatever you guys want, I'll post it. If I know about it, I'll make a video about it. If I don't know about it, I'll study it. I'll do my research, and then I'll get back to you guys with the video. Again, my name is Moses. This is Serious French Bulldogs. This is Max. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hit like and subscribe if you like the content. And again, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.